Hello, everyone, and welcome to Level Up English Podcast. I'm Samantha, and it's great to have you here. Our mission is simple. Don't just learn English, learn in English. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Career Cues segment of the Level Up English Podcast. I'm your host, Samantha. Today, we're once again joined by our leadership coach, Benjamin, to discuss a topic that many find tricky, but is absolutely essential. Welcome back, Benjamin.
It's great to be back, Samantha. Hello, everyone.
Benjamin, I'm sure many of our listeners have been in this situation. Your work schedule is already packed, you feel completely overwhelmed, and then your boss or colleague approaches you with the new, urgent task. You want to say no, but you're afraid of damaging the relationship or being labeled as uncooperative. So you end up reluctantly accepting it, only to feel completely exhausted later.
This is a classic people-pleaser dilemma in the workplace. Many people believe that saying no is confrontational and will harm their relationships. But in reality, learning to say no gracefully and strategically is key to establishing healthy professional boundaries, earning respect, and ensuring you can work effectively. It's not just about self-care, it's a mark of a true professional.
I like that perspective. It's about being a professional. So how can we decline a request without causing offense?
We can follow a simple three-step method. The first and most important step is what I call the empathetic opening. Before you say no, you first need to say yes, a yes that affirms the other person's trust in you.
That sounds a bit counterintuitive. How does that work in practice?
When someone approaches you, don't immediately respond with, "No, I can't." Your first sentence should acknowledge them and thank them for thinking of you. For example, you could say, "Thank you so much for thinking of me for this project," or, "That sounds like a really interesting task. I appreciate you including me." This simple phrase immediately disarms the other person and sets a positive tone for the conversation.
I get it. Start with appreciation and validation instead of a flat rejection. That would definitely make the other person feel much better. What's next?
Step 2 is explaining your bandwidth clearly. The key here is to state objective facts, not subjective feelings. Instead of saying, "I'm too busy," you should specifically describe your current workload.
Could you give us an example of that?
Of course. After your empathetic opening, you could continue with, "Right now, my main focus is on finalizing Project A and launching Project B. Both of these require my full attention to ensure they're completed on time and to a high standard." By phrasing it this way, you're not saying, "I don't want to do it." You're stating a fact. My resources are already committed. This comes across as very professional and responsible.
That's a great point. Focusing on facts rather than feelings is much more convincing. So we've shown appreciation and explained our situation. What's the final step?
The third step is offering positive alternatives. A high EQ refusal doesn't just close a door, it helps the other person find a different window. This demonstrates your team spirit and your commitment to solving the problem.
What kind of alternatives are we talking about?
You have a few options. For instance, you could recommend someone more suitable. "Given my current commitments, I won't be able to jump on this right away. However, this project seems to require strong market analysis skills. Have you considered asking Chris? He has great expertise in this area." Alternatively, you could help them adjust priorities, especially with your boss. "I'd be happy to take on this new task. To do so, however, would mean I'd need to deprioritize Project C. Could you help me understand which one is more critical for the team at this stage?"
Wow, that three-step process is brilliant. The empathetic opening shows respect, explaining your bandwidth demonstrates professionalism, and offering alternatives highlights your collaborative spirit. This entire process turns a rejection into a positive and constructive conversation.
Exactly. Learning to say no isn't about avoiding work. It's about empowering yourself to focus your valuable energy on the tasks that create the most value. It helps you avoid burnout and transforms you from a passive task doer into a proactive priority manager.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. I'm sure that the art of saying no gracefully you've shared today will help many people set healthy boundaries at work and achieve a more effective and enjoyable professional life.
Before we wrap up, here's your Career Cues challenge for this week. Take one dream or goal you have for your future, break it down into the very first 3 smallest steps and then say this sentence out loud. This week, I am going to your first step. The simple act of planning and speaking your intention is the first step to making it real. Share your experience with us using #LevelUpEnglish. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out the show notes on your podcast app or on our website for a full transcript and all the resources we mentioned today. If you found this episode helpful, the best way to support the show is to hit follow or subscribe and leave us a quick review. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing. I'm Samantha, and this has been the Level Up English podcast.